welcome to Board Games with Niramas. I'm Joseph, or Niramas, and I'm here today, of course, with Draco. And we are excited to get into the new KeyForge set. We don't have it yet, of course, but we have it announced. It's on the Fantasy Flight webpage. That's where I'm looking now. The link to it will be down here as well, for those of you that like to read. But this video will be a sort of summary of it all, so if you don't like to read a lot of text, you can check this out instead. And I'll go through the important part of all this text down here, because it's a big update. There's a lot of stuff happening to KeyForge. So it's called Age of Ascension. It's a new set, a new starter, two-player starter set box. Well, it's always two-player, but then also the new deck boxes as well, of course. So to start off, the new things here, well, to start off, this is going to be, what is it? It says here, let's see, let's go through well, here we have the new cards and all that. You can see that. There's going to be a bunch of new cards. So we have it here. It's 204 brand new cards. It's going to be joined by 166 old cards, or it's not old already, but from the first set of KeyForge cards. And they're going to be mixed together to create an entire new pool of 370 cards and billions more unique decks for you to discover, of course, yeah. So yeah, a lot of new cards, a lot of new cool things. And the thing here is it's supposed to be so that you can play with your old deck and with the new ones against each other. It should all be balanced out. I really hope it is. It has to be, otherwise the whole point is it's wasted, right? Because we can't switch cards in the decks anyhow, right? That's why I like KeyForge. So yeah, Age of Ascensions, it's not going to replace, it's going to be like a addition to the first sort of base set. So in this one, we're going to get 3 new interesting keywords. The first one that we're going to talk about here is the Alpha, and we have some examples here. So we have the First Blood here. There's a Brobner card. As an action card, it gives you a free amber, and it has the Alpha. You can only play this card if it is before doing anything else this turn. It has to be the first card you play. And what this one does is it deals 2 damage for each friendly Brobner creature, and you may divide this damage among any number of creatures, which means that you have to have set this up. Of course, you have to have a bunch of Brobner creatures from the last turn, because this has to be the first one you play. Really interesting stuff. You can't just play this and then play Brobner cards, of course. Yeah, like that. And then the sort of opposite of this, well, actually we can take a look at the Dusk Witch here as well. The opposite is the Omega effect, the new effect. So the Dusk Witch here comes in, Human Witch, 1 power, but the Omega is after you play this card, you end that step. So you can't play any other cards on your turn after this one. I mean, like this one has your creatures enter play ready. It's the main thing on her. She is elusive as well, but so playing this one, well, you better hope it survives to next time it's your turn, because if it does, then you can start playing creatures and they will become in ready, which is really good, really nice. So the Dusk Witch for Untamed. We also have the Unlock the Gateway here. Also interesting one. It's a board wipe, but it sort of builds on the Gateway to this, but you don't get any change. Instead, this sort of has the downside of when you play this, it has to be the last card you play on that turn, which means you can't just put out new creatures right after it. Really interesting stuff. And finally, a new deploy keyword is really cool as well. This one just sounds amazing, because the deploy keyword, like on Lamindra here for Shadows, 1 power creature has to deploy, so this creature can enter play anywhere in your battle line. So you don't have to go to the flanks like you normally have to do. And this one has that Lamindra, this card, her neighbors gain elusive. So this is really cool. Imagine this one together with some Sanctum Knights, and you can make the Knights elusive. Wow, so cool. And you can just play her straight right in there. She can be right in the taunt, in the protection, next to a Shadow Self. Of course, if these cards exist. We don't know which cards will be brought over from the first set. So that's interesting as well. This one is even cooler almost. The Lion Boutrem. He gives +2 power to his neighbors. You can play him in the middle of your battle line, which is just so cool. Really strong one. I really like the artwork there as well. So the thing is, some of the cards, well, all the cards from what I understand, have a chance of showing up in the new sets as well, the old cards. Like this one, the Witch of the Wilds, she exists in the old set and in the new set. So yeah, some of them will show up, and then they also have the chance of showing up as a legendary card. Like we had the Mavericks, right? So a card could show up in the wrong house, which could create some new interesting combinations that weren't sort of existing normally. But with the legendary cards, these old cards can show up in those new decks as well and create new interesting combos. So I really like the system they're going for. I think this is awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. And it's been a few cards. Here we have fun artwork. So let's see, was there any other cards they showed off here? I think there was one more. Yeah, here's the Xantix Harvester. This is pretty cool one. It has reap, gain 1 amber, which means it gains 2 amber when it reaps, but you can't use it unless you can't use it if it has a non-Mars neighbor. It just want to stay with the Mars guide, so you have to make sure how you play this. And also we had another one here, the Archimedes, which has each of Archimedes' neighbors gains destroyed, archive this creature. So this is kind of cool. You can put him next to something that you want to get into the archive instead of having it go into your discard pile when it leaves play. Yeah, wow, there's gonna be so much cool stuff in this. And they're also releasing a new starter set, which I think sounds a lot better than the old starter set. This one has 2 unique decks. It has the keys, it has the chain trackers, damage tokens, and amber. But instead of those cards, I thought they were really weird. You have a card for stun. Here you will have tokens for stun and tokens for plus power as well. I use dice, but you're not supposed to use dice in official tournaments. So I think this is awesome. It also comes with these 2 poster playmats in paper. I have some bad experience with paper playmats. I don't know, but maybe they are of good, paper quality. It might work out. We'll see. But yeah, I really think this one sounds a lot better than the first one. So yeah, I have pre-ordered both the starter set and a bunch of decks, so we can check them out together on the channel as this comes out. It's gonna hit the market in Q2, so basically April. So yeah, I pre-ordered it. As soon as I get my hands on it, I will do more videos to show you how it works. So that is basically it. There's a lot of flavor text, a lot of about, there's new cards here for Brobnar. There's going to be like a Grumpus Tamer that when you reap with him, you pull out all the War Grumpus cards, like the Grump Buggy or the War Grumpus. So yeah, it sounds a bit like a bear flute of sorts. This seems kind of cool. He's a 3 power, but when you're ready to fight with you, when you fight Reap, you're ready and fight with your neighboring giant, and there's a lot of giants in Brobnar. They have some Brobnar examples here, but that's basically the article. I hope that it helped you out to just check this video out instead of reading it all, but you can go read it. There's a link down in the description to the article as well. And yeah, I'm so pumped for this. Draco is as well, as you can see. We just want more KeyForge, yeah. So if you haven't already, go check out the playlist for all our KeyForge videos, this playthroughs, their unboxings, this deck analysis, a lot of KeyForge stuff on the channel, and more to come, of course. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening or morning, whenever you're watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
Be like Draco. Follow Board Games with Niramas on Facebook at BGW Niramas. Board Games with Niramas is sponsored by Alara Games in Sweden.